Welcome to another episode of the Unconventional Marketing Podcast. I'm Jeremy Salem with Digital Traffic Ace, and this is the spot where we talk entrepreneurship, online marketing, and everything in between. We cover lessons, ideas, experiments, case studies, and more, and everything that you need to know as you start and or grow your online business. I remember a couple years back, I was talking to a mentor and I was expressing a bit of frustration for one, my own inability to follow through on everything that I wanted to, work-wise, fitness-wise, things like that. And secondly, for our clients, our students' inability to follow through on simple things, at least what I thought, as far as do this week, check this, email me this update, things like that. And he was like, dude, I want you to take a step back. And he said, as a human race, we are terrible at following through on the things we say we're going to do. And then he went on to say that probably less than 5% of things people say they're going to do they actually do? And I was like, 5%. And then I actually thought about it and it made a ton of sense. And it's actually really true. It's kind of sad, but it's true, but there's a lot we can learn from it. And he gave me countless examples of, how many people on a Sunday talk about the new diet they're going to start on Monday, and they do that over and over. Or they talk about the workout plan they're going to start. Or they talk about the time they're going to spend more time with their families, their kids. They're going to call their mom more. They're going to get outside more. They're going to eat out less. They're going to save more money. And the examples go on and on and on. And really, it could be anything. I'm gonna start this business. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work on my my public speaking. And really, he was just nailing it. And it's when you really take a step back and look at it, it's true. I mean, really, I say we, I'm not immune from this, are just terrible as human beings at actually doing the things we say we're going to do. We actually get this little dopamine hit. We feel good when we talk about what we're going to do, but we're very terrible at actually doing it. So tell me if you've ever felt this way, where maybe you have an idea or you talk to somebody or you really just feel good. I've had people tell me this recently. Somebody told me this after they went to a conference. Actually, that's happened multiple times, where it's like in that moment talking about it, it's almost as if they feel it's kind of a negative, because talking about it and getting that, that excitement, that little feeling in your stomach and whatever, almost makes you feel like you've actually made progress and done something, but you've actually just talked about it. And then when it comes to actually implementing what you've talked about, that's when we're terrible. So there's really two lessons from this. One is, if you are doing or teaching, it's good to know this and to know that you are not the exception. Something's not wrong with you if you struggle to basically stay disciplined, have willpower, and accomplish everything you want. That makes you normal. It means obviously you want to work on that, which is point number 2 I'll talk about. And if you're teaching, then also not taking personal responsibility for everyone else who doesn't do the things they're supposed to do. And again, this could be anything from being a golf instructor to being a boss at work, to having team members, right? If you run your business, to having students in a coaching program like we do, to really anything. It's just understanding that people are just very bad at following through. Sometimes it's just because we just can't get over that hump. And other times it's just because of life in general. It's like we talk about the things we want, But then we get back to normal life and we wake up and the day happens and we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to run these errands, we have these obligations, and we just don't do what we say we're going to do. So there's a lot of factors. That's number one. Second thing is then it basically just acknowledging and accepting that as the truth, that we're bad at doing things, and then building in discipline in ways that help you be in that 5% that actually accomplish stuff. So that could be as simple as having an accountability partner. Just having somebody where in at the beginning of each day, you tell them, hey, here's the things I'm doing today. And at the end of the day, you check in and you guys have to be hard on each other. It can't just be fun and games where, oh, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. It has to be something where it's like, dude, what did you do all day? Why didn't you get this done? And it could be as simple as hiring a coach. You could have a really good way of building a to-do list. You could really get good at outsourcing, so you're working on important things. Or you could just basically, there's reward systems, but basically just building in that discipline, because willpower does not last. I think there's a book about that. Just building in the discipline where you're basically doing it whether you want to or not. And sometimes that's just as simple as, for example, if you really want to work out, it's just having your workout clothes by your bed and maybe having somebody that you work out with. That worked really well for me. It's basically having a workout partner, because then somebody's waiting on you each day and then you're waiting on them, right? So you're both are kind of accountable to each other. So if one of you doesn't show up or one of you bails, you kind of feel bad, right? So I think it's something to ponder, the 5% thing. It sounds really bad, but it's really the truth. I mean, think about anything. Kind of look at your week in general, at things that you said you were going to do that you didn't, and it really adds up quick.